Grand Rising, good morning. Hello. What up, though? Good evening. Folks not over here. Um, so I wanted to do a little morning motivation, and um, I may pull a card, but I just wanted to talk initially. Um, Last night, uh, I had my goddess gathering, and shouts out to the goddesses in the goddess gathering. Thank you so much again for your participation. So, um, at the end, I was having a conversation with one of the goddesses about the shadow work exercise um, that I posted in our group, and it was about writing a letter to the person that hurt you the most. And when we were talking about it, this thought wafted through my mind. I didn't really, you know, do anything with it. I just kind of let it flow. And so afterwards, we're done, and I'm getting things situated. The boys ready for bed, and I realized, I had realized earlier I did not do my midweek check that I do on myself. So I do like a general reading for myself. So when I was getting my advice cards, one of the cards came up as forgiveness, and the other card came up as gratitude. Both of them third eye, and I was just like, who am I holding resentment for? So I was trying to figure out, what I was gonna, what I needed to forgive. And so then I circled back to the thought I had earlier. So the thought I had about the question, the person that hurts you the most, in my mind was not a person. In my mind, it was God. And so I'm looking at this card that says forgiveness and gratitude, and I'm sitting there like, do I need to forgive God? And I got like a 000 happening with this 10 o'clock right now. But I'm like, do I need to forgive God? And that was really, I need to forgive God? But what I realized is that, especially having a spiritual awakening, there's so many things depending on where you started and how it unfolds in your life. But for me, what I had not, I acknowledged, I was like, okay, well, I acknowledged an understanding of why certain things had to happen in my life, but I had not acknowledged the pain and the frustration and the anger that I felt that they had to happen this way, that I could not have learned, grown, evolved, became who I needed to become. Um, um, it's a Leo baby. He's just loud. Um, but I hadn't really sat with that feeling that, why? Like, why? Um, the morning I came home from the hospital, actually, even being at the hospital, and you know what? Even now, as I sit there, I don't think I've forgiven them. I probably need to sit with that later today. But my son's passing um, was hard because, um, I asked them to help him and they refused. Like, they outright refused. So we literally had to hold our son until he passed away. And I remember, like, later on, like maybe after his first birthday, talking to somebody at work, and they were just like, "Wait, we thought she had a miscarriage." I said, "Oh no." I said, "Gabriel was a live birth." They were like, "Well, you had him too early. He's too young. He's too small. We can't put him in the NICU." And so last night in my discussion, one of the things that came up was I was mad. The me today, oh, he would have been in the NICU. I didn't have the voice I was stuck in the pain and the I don't know what to do. I was stuck in the place of how did I let this happen? I was stuck in this place and I could not pull myself out of it. I understand now this was a choice for him, that he came to let me know what I needed to do to have his brothers. But there was still like this, why couldn't I have all three of you? And when I look at other things, like for folks who have the book, like you'll see like there's other things that happen. I'm just like, last night I'm just sitting there like, why did you have to take me through this? Why did it have to be that? Why do I have to be a wounded healer? And the beautiful thing about having a deep personal relationship with your creator, where you don't have to go to somebody else to feel that connection, where you don't have to go to somebody's building, where you know that all that God is, I am, and I am all that God is that I could sit and have that conversation with the source and say, you know what, I was mad at you. It's frustrating sometimes. And my deeper understanding of the why doesn't negate my human feeling of this is frustrating, this is bothersome. I am both divinely human and gloriously goddess. And the grace that my God gives me, in me, as me, and around me is that I can be both and be highly evolved. So I sat there last night and I told God, you know, I was mad at you. And then I said, I forgive you. Then I said, I forgive you. And I said, I get that me going through spouts of not having a place to stay allows me to see the homeless. Some people may just drive by and never notice them. I notice every single solitary one, even ones off in the distance. I see them all. Going through sexual trauma means that when someone comes to me, regardless of their gender, I know how to go into a genuine place of empathy because I know what that looks like. But I can also stand in a place of strength and power. And when I talk about myself, I do not say that I am a victim of sexual trauma. I am a survivor. I am a victor of sexual trauma. I'm a warrior for the wounded. I am an advocate for those who feel like they don't have a voice. And I don't know that I could do that as effectively if I didn't know what it felt like to feel like I didn't have a voice. I don't know if I could do that as effectively if I didn't have to stand in the face of my fear each and every day and tell my fear, I see you, I acknowledge you, but I'm going to go ahead and walk on past you. This, you have no idea. No idea. But I also know what it feels like to feel like I'm not worthy of being seen. I know what it feels like to feel like maybe I shouldn't charge so much because ... whatever ego-driven reason. Maybe I should stay up all night and not sleep when God is calling me to go to bed. So I say all that to say, if you have that moment where you're like, why God? Why don't you sit and really sit in the why? Sit in the question. Allow God to answer you. Allow God to show you the why. You know, people say like, well, we can't know. You don't know if you don't ask. Yeah, there's some things you can't know. If I sat here and tried to divine today, hey, can you show me? I'll get shut out. I can see a lot about them. I even have a dream about them. I can't see them. I can't see their face. And when I get too close, the door closes. When I get too, like, a little too close there, little homie, door closes. So yes, there are things that you can't know, but you don't know what you can't know until you ask if you can know it. So those moments when you're like, why did my loved one have to go? Were they really done here? Is this really how it needed to be? Ask. And ask for your answer to be clear. Ask for your answer to be clear to you so that you can get that answer. If you went through something and you're like, yo, why did I have to even go through that to get here? Was there no other route? And maybe there was, and that's the thing. Maybe the lesson is you had two ways to go. You got to this fork in the road, you got to this crossroads. But what you didn't know was a traffic circle. So either way, it was going to take you out the same way. And what you didn't know is that this way was a bit more thorny than this way. Or this way was thorny, but there was a treasure chest on the other side of the thorns. This way was definitely not less thorny, but you didn't get the treasure on the way to your path. Ask for your answer to be clear. Ask for your answer to come to you in a way that you can understand. And listen to your dream. You ask the question, the next dream that you have, the next series of dreams you have, pay attention. Your answer will be there. If you can't get it there, that's what mediums are for. Well, actually, I guess technically, if you're asking for an answer from source, you need an oracle. A medium is individualized to individual energy, and the oracle is like literally to the universe, to source. There's some people who are both. One could be more dominant, but you need an oracle. But reach out to someone and say, I'm trying to get the message. I don't know what spirit is telling me. And that's what a reading is for. And people ask for, like, why people get readings. That is what the reading is for. It's where you're getting all of these signs and you have no idea what the frick they mean, and you need an additional pair of eyes to help you decipher the message. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that until you get established in understanding your own. There is nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody judge you or tell you, like, oh, like you're going outside your house. Maybe that is in line with their destiny. And maybe you shouldn't be trying to be on a conference call that you weren't invited to. If the person feels that strongly to where they need to ask someone, let them ask. Pray that their discernment sends them to the right person. That's the key. It's not the matter that you're asking or going to someone for that spiritual support. That is what these people are here in this world to do, is to help and be support. It's ensuring that you get the right support. That the person is aligned in an energetic match to you. That's going to give you the feedback that you need in the way that you can receive it and digest it. Didn't know that was coming. Sorry, this Bluetooth is new and my ear is like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But yeah, like I said, it's okay to be in a space. In fact, I feel like a lot of us, probably more than we acknowledge, have been in that place. Like, man, for real, Lord. The TikTok, the reel, whatever you want to call it, where it's a temptation song. And the one that I see most often is when you think you've met the one and they're like, no, not yet. That feeling, and you're like, for real, God, for real? Give God grace and forgiveness. Because God is literally experiencing the human existence through you. By giving God that grace and, like, hey, you know what? This is really bugging me out. I forgive you, but this is really, really. Give your God grace is also giving yourself the grace, because you are an aspect of the Creator. Give yourself the grace. And then ask the God in you, the God that is you, the goddess that is you, the source, the Creator that is embodying you, to say, all right, what do we need to do to get me into vibrational alignment? Because clearly, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. So just let me know what I need to do to get to alignment, and be open to the answer, and then be grateful. Receive it with gratitude. But last night was just a really cool, and that probably sounds weird. Like, you had a cool moment. I always have a cool moment with God. Every time I deal in cards and they fly, I intentionally ask the Creator that when I'm doing readings, I'm always in awe. Always. I never want to lose that feeling. So, yeah, my moments with the Creator are pure, and they are joyful, and they remind me that there's so much more to me than I realize. So, have that moment today. Sit with your Creator. Sit with God's source, the Goddess, the Most High. However that resonates with you, because at the end of the day, if you think the Creator of worlds, universes, timelines, and dimensions, and all that we know exists cares, if you call them, her, they, the homie, you're not seeing the big picture. So, talk to your homie. Open your heart. Be vulnerable. Allow the tears to fall. Allow the forgiveness to pour. Allow the gratitude for the experience, because it shaped you. It made you who you are. Even if you don't understand it all, even if you wondered, like, could it have been another way, have the gratitude to know you're still here, even through all of those experiences. And then give you and your Creator grace. Have a good day.